In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the beneficent. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Dear viewers, are you troubled by the pressures of life? Are you fed up with the grinding problem that don't seem to end? Do you feel like losing hope? Do you feel that life is too hard, too tough on you? Do you feel like giving up? Be courageous. Hold on. Here's a poem exactly meant for you. Good timber. I'm Vikas, your English teachers. I am going to teach you today the first poem of your new course, that is Good Timber, written by Douglas Malik. Sometimes it is pronounced as Douglas Malik, but the original pronunciation is Douglas Malik. I'm going to read out first stanza for you. Listen carefully. The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky and air and light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king, but lived and died a scrubby thing. The poet begins with the example of a tree, the tree that never had to fight. He gave us an example of a particular tree to explain his point. For sun and sky and air and light. The tree needs some vital nutrients. The poet said the tree needs some vital nutrients, vital elements for its growth and strength. And they are sunlight, the sky, and fresh air. They are absolutely necessary for the growth of a tree. So, these are the vital nutrients, you can call them, for the tree. The poet said the tree who has never struggled, who has never made effort, the tree who has got all these vital elements without any struggle, without any efforts, the tree that never had to fight means that the tree who has never struggled, who has never made effort, the tree who has got all these vital elements without any struggle, without any efforts. So, in the next line, the poet tells us, so what happened to such a tree? He tells us, but stood out in the open plain. So, such a tree stood in an open plain, stood erect tall in an open plain, open field, where it had everything available to it. Where it had everything available to it. What do you expect from such a tree that has every vital element at its disposal? Clearly, we expect such a tree to grow stronger and stronger, taller and taller. That is naturally we expect from such a tree, but the poet says that the case is exactly the opposite. But stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain. We But the poet says that the case is exactly the opposite. The tree that never struggled, that the tree that never make effort to get its share of sunlight, fresh air, other vital elements for its survival, for its growth, it is right in the middle of the open plain, not covered by the other trees. There is no competition, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share. It is right in the middle of the open plain or open field, not covered by other trees. There is no competition. There are no other trees around it to from whom he can actually snatches away its share of nutrients, and always got its share of rain. It always received the water What does the poet say? That it always receives the water that it needs for its growth, for growing stronger, for growing taller. It receives all the vital elements for its survival and growth. So the poet tells us then if the tree if the every element is available to the tree, if the nutrients are available to the tree, so what happened to such a tree? uh, as I have just told you that we expect such a tree to grow stronger, to rise up, but the poet says that such a tree that never, in the next line he said, never became a forest king, that such a tree never become a forest king. A tree like this, which has all the vital elements available to it, such a tree never turn into a giant and never turn into a majestic, never become a forest king. The king doesn't literally mean king. The king of forest mean a tree which is taller and stronger than all the other trees of the forest. He says that a tree with stand alone, as he says, but stood out in the open plain. He says that the tree that a tree which stand alone in open field without any surrounding tree, it can never become the forest king. The opening stanza seemed to be paradoxical. It seemed to be really contradictory. But let us see what exactly is the message or point of view of the poet. The tree that never struggles, that the tree that never works hard to get its share of vital element. Like sunlight, water, but this tree is all alone in the open field, receiving the sunlight, receiving the rain, not sharing even the nutrient inside the earth. It always receives enough amount of rain for its growth, for its strength. Such a tree, the poet says, never become a forest king. It never turn into a majestic high stature tree like those grow in forest or jungle, but instead, paradoxically, such a tree receives everything, receives everything, as the poet says, always got its share of rain. uh, in the next line and the last line, the poet says, but lived and died a scrubby things. Such a tree that receives everything spends its life and perishes away without making any struggle. Thing is the exact opposite of the forest king. The poet says a tree that receives its share of fresh air, its share of rain, its share of nutrients, it doesn't grow enough to become a tall, majestic king of the forest. The opening stanza is about a tree. And now the poet applies the same principle upon the man. And what does he say? Let us read it out. In the next stanza, the poet says, the man who never had to toil. Toil means work hard, labor, strive. The poet said, the man who never had to work, the man who never had to work, who never had to strive and labor for what? To gain. To gain means to own, to possess, to get, to gain. And farm is patch of soil. To farm means to pamper. Patch of soil means piece of land. To possess a piece of land. To be a master of piece of land. Secondly, after owning the piece of land, who never had to win his share of sun and sky and light and air. The man who never had to toil to gain and form his patch of soil. Secondly, after owning the piece of land, he doesn't work. He has no land and he doesn't work on his land. He doesn't plow his land. He doesn't irrigate his land. So, what happened to such a man? The man who never struggles or fight, who never had to win his share, the man who never struggle or fight for getting vital elements. In the next line, he says, who never had to win his share means the man who never struggle or fight for getting vital elements, nutrients like light, air, etc. So what happened to such a man? That such a man never become a manly man. Never became a manly man. That such a man never became a manly man. Never become a manly man means never become a true man, a man of strong character, a man of substance, a man of value. The man lives and dies as he began. The way he had made his beginning, if he had humble beginning, then you know he lives like that and ends like that. He doesn't make any contribution in the world. He never achieves any, but lived and died as he began. He never achieves anything in life. Manly man, manly means the admirable qualities that we expect from a man to have. He never does anything in life he can be proud of. The man who has never, the man who never had to toil, the man who has never made any effort, who has never worked hard to gain mean to own. If a man never works hard to own or get a piece of land and then work upon it and farm his patch of soil mean and then work upon it. The man who never works hard to provide water. In the next line, he says, who never had to win his share of sun and sky and light and air. The man who never works hard to provide water, fresh air, nutrients, rain, and sun to the land that he had formed. A man like this, who has never made any effort in his life, he can never become a manly man. He can never become a manly man. And the next line he says, never became a manly man. His life and death do not make any difference. His presence and absence do not make any difference. He dies as an ordinary man. He dies unknown. The message for us is very clear in this poem. The message for us is, if you have every luxury of life available, if you have all the comforts of life at your disposal, if you have all if you if you all the needs met easily, if you have all the basic necessities of life available, if you are not you are not going to make any achievements of life, you are not going to make any difference in life. People who struggle in life, people who don't have comfort, luxuries, necessities, basics of life available to them, they struggle for them, they get them, they become true men. Considering yourself lucky if you have problem in life, pressures in life, because these problems and pressures shape up your personality. The next two stanza will be discussed in next lecture.